And I pretend that I never just talked to you guys. Hey guys, I am Nat from Twiniversity. I'm really stoked that you're joining me today for the Twin Ready Registry. I have such good news. I changed this entire program for us. I literally, any slides that you see today were not the slides I was originally using because we just found out here in the United States that the tariffs have been lowered significantly. This is going to be a very different class than perhaps it might have been before. So if you were stressed about it, take a deep breath. I will tell you that tirelessly, the baby gear industry has really been working to try to get our president to lift those tariffs. But of course, we can only do what we could do. But as, of course, working with pretty much exclusively twin families, it was really, really stressful because I'm like, okay, 2 cribs, 2 mattresses, like you got to buy mattresses new, you got to buy car seats new. So I had changed this entire program that it was going to be the things that you needed to buy new, things that you could get used, how to shop on Facebook Marketplace. So really within the last 2 hours, we have changed everything, because we no longer have to worry. So the good news, like for real, this is really, really good news. This will save you guys a significant amount of money. I don't know who's ringing my doorbell, but it's just too bad. I imagine it's my daughter, and she should remember that I have no key. I am teaching. That's what you get when you have twins. She doesn't get it. ACHING. Okay, she'll just have to keep the dog for a little bit. Okay, so the good news is this has all been changed back. I feel so much better. I feel so relieved for you guys. I was so stressed out. Literally, I was calling Congress people on a daily basis, not even joking. I could literally show you my call log because I really needed to make sure that you guys didn't have to spend $87 bazillion. So yeah. All right. So we're going to jump right in today, and we're going to start with what I need you to have. So for this whole class, we're going to try to keep it within an hour. That's going to be my goal for us today. But if we go a little bit late, just know could be a possibility. It depends on how many questions you guys have. But grab yourself a glass of water, grab yourself a notebook. And I also want you to have, if you are not watching this on your phone, then, oh, look at my cute husband. I want you to grab your phone because I'm going to be giving you guys some QR codes that you may or may not want. So if you're watching it from your phone, you could screenshot them and look later, et cetera, et cetera. But just know that if you have your phone, if you're watching this on a computer, you got that too. Okay. All right. So we're going to jump in. And if you didn't know who I was, hi, I'm Nat. I'm pretty excited. So these are just some of the things that I am. And this is kind of going to be our first game of the day. So right now, if you look at all the images that are there, I want you to put in the chat right now, which ones or what of these graphic icons do you think that I represent? So either I have a certification in it, or I'm an educator of it, or it's just reality. So please, right now, this is your Jeopardy timer. Let me find my TV game show. Right now, here we go. There we go. I like that Denise is just going all in. All right. Give me 2. Look, I love it. I love it. By the way, it's not all of the above, by the way. Cassie, you are good. Okay, so we're going to be picking random winners throughout today's class, and we will be giving you guys some prizes. So I'm hoping that if you guys haven't taken our Twiniversity class yet, this is going to be a way that you're going to get it. So right now, I'm going to just pick at random. So Carrie, Kari, you are our winner because you are correct. I am a writer, but in addition to being a writer, any one of these guesses is good. So I am a public speaker. I've been a public speaker, I don't know, since I was 20. That's a long story. We'll save that for a Tito's and soda someday. I am a writer. This is true. I have those 2 books that you see behind me, The Newborn Twin Sleep Guide and What to Do When You're Having Two. I am an advocate. Hello, the megaphone. Did I not just tell you I'm calling Congress every day to try to get our prices lowered on car seats? I am a lactation consultant. In fact, I am an international board certified lactation consultant. And if you guys do not know, there unfortunately is a difference. I was just a certified lactation counselor before, and now I'm a lactation consultant. And it is a significant amount of education and training difference. So please be mindful of that when you're looking to book your people for your own lactation experience. I am a child passenger safety technician. I'm not a certified anymore because apparently I forgot to send in some paperwork 2 years ago and I just found that out. So I'm not a certified child passenger safety technician, but I still have all the education. I still keep up with my education, but I am not certified. So unfortunately, I cannot sign off on your car seats. I am an educator first and foremost. Way back when, I've been doing this now for 16 years. People love to throw around the word influencer. I am not an influencer whatsoever. I'm an educator first and foremost. And yes, I am a mama of twins, one that is definitely going to be the death of me today. That is my baby A that is ringing the bell, despite the fact that I told my twins 7 million times that I will be busy from 1 to 2:30. And if you need anything, you could call your dad. But at 20, they still call me first. And I am a podcaster. So if you guys don't know or don't listen to the Twiniversity podcast, what is going on? Why are you not? You could ask Alexa or any smart home device, just play the Twiniversity podcast or play the Natalie Diaz podcast. Sometimes they don't know the word Twiniversity, but seriously, we have over 200 episodes and I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend that you start listening to them because it is a ton of information. Okay. All right. Now we're jumping in. So I want to give you kind of like a timeline of what's going to be happening and when you should be doing things. But before I even start that, I want to know your timeline. So right now, if you can, throw in the chat how many weeks you are. Like I'm 19 weeks pregnant with twinnies. I am, and I want to know if they're fraternal, if they're identical. That's always fun too. And then also feel free to put in where you're from because I genuinely always get excited when I see you guys connect and you're like, oh my God, I'm in Columbus, Ohio too. So yes, look, we got Boston in the house. Holla. Listen, we will not be having a Celtics Knicks conversation today, but I'm going to let it slide, Julianne, just for today. A baby, somebody brought their baby to my new mom support group that I have in Manhattan last week, and the baby was wearing a Celtics like little jersey. And the mom was like, oh, well, I said, listen to me. She's like, I'm from Boston. I said, I don't care where you're from. That baby is a New Yorker. Please let him represent. We will not be getting angry at a teeny tiny little baby in a Celtics jersey. So look where we got. We got 25, 26, 33. Oh, good. This is the perfect time for you guys to take this class. 23, holla, Tessa, what's up? So yes, and if you know anybody in my local tri-state area, Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York, if anybody needs me, you know that I could literally be at your house locally. And yes, I'm covered by most insurances. So if you need help with lactation, definitely give me a ring. What up, Rebecca? Look, our Jersey girls in the house. Katie, look at all our Jersey people. How the heck did that happen? Look, so all my Jersey people, you guys better be connecting. All right. So now I know kind of that we're looking at, I think our shortest person was 15 weeks, right? So we're 13 weeks tomorrow. So we're like 13 to 33. You guys are pushing it by taking this at 33 weeks, but good for you. I'm glad you're here. But here, if you're watching this and you're like, I'm behind. Don't worry. We could only do better if we know better, right? It's only too late if you don't start now. I'll give you all those mantra things that I give to the kids. So I'll do that for you guys too. So by week 12, I want you guys to start doing your homework. So if you haven't gotten there, which most of you have, hopefully you know a little bit about what you're going to register for. And some of you may even have finished your baby registry. If you finished your baby registry and already had your shower, pop that in the chat too, because then I may be calling on you guys because I may have some questions for you. You never know. But by week 18, I say sign up for all of your accounts. So if you're going to do an Amazon registry, a baby list registry, if you're going to do a Target registry, if you're going to use the My Registry, if you guys don't know what My Registry is, I strongly recommend that you look into a product called My Registry, which makes you compile all your registries and anything else that's found on the web. So take a look at that. Week 19, you actually start building it. So you start adding all those items to your registry. By week 24, you got to finish up. Close up shop by week 24 and then start telling the universe. So a lot of times people have their baby showers between, 28 to 32 weeks is pretty ideal if you're going to be having some sort of celebration for your 20s. But don't wait too long is really what I'm trying to say, because nobody's really comfortable or that comfortable. So all my people that are over 30 weeks right now, shout out to all my 30-week plus. Who's really comfortable to like go sit in a restaurant for 6 hours and play games? Anybody that's over 30 weeks pregnant, or literally any advice that you could give to somebody, be like, hey, we waited too long to do my shower, or we wish that we would have done it at this time. This is a community. While we're teaching a class, you guys, I want you to have some say in each other's lives too. So really after 30 weeks, people typically don't get more comfortable as their pregnancy progresses, obviously, since with a multiple birth pregnancy. So we just want to make sure that you have an opportunity to enjoy yourself. So I would say between 28 and 32 weeks is when you're looking at a twin registry, like a twin baby shower. So have fun and start planning. All right. So this is what I was talking about before. If you haven't grabbed your twin ready gear guide, you're definitely going to want to. So we've put this together for you guys. This wasn't done for me. My babies are grown and old, but it gives you a lot of product recommendations, but it really tells you like what has to be done in what trimester to make things easier, because there's just too much to do, guys. There's just way, way too much to do. So grab that. You're going to have your links in your emails too. So make sure that you have that. Okay. So this is what I mean by start your homework. When you're looking at the homework that we have, let me see if I could literally find that page. It printed backwards because, this is the way my life works today. But here. All right. So we'll grab this. So this is the page. This is what it looks like. You could print it out from your printer. However, in all sincerity, I think it's better to be used digitally because there's live links in it and stuff like that. But when we're looking at our registry, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to need. And we've separated it on for us. I don't know what other people do. I don't care what other people do. I'm trying to make things easier for us and our twin families. But we've separated into like basics, stuff for the room, stuff for feeding, stuff for outside, stuff for playtime, stuff for bathing. So you'll see that we have kind of segregated all of our lists. And you could be like, all right, I'm in the feeding section. What is everything that I need for feeding? And yes, it is this giant laundry list of stuff that you need. However, the good news is do you see how on this list, and feel free to screenshot this too, by the way, but if you look, we literally tell you what's the must-have items. So if nobody is throwing a baby shower for you and you are of a very limited budget, there's still going to be things that you're going to need, right? And there's things that you're going to need, there's things that you're going to want, and then there's things that are nice to have. When you see the little thumbs up that says must have, those are the things you really, really need to have in your house. So that's how we separated our baby registries. Actually, I think it might be on Etsy too. Not positive, but I think it may be there as well. But just know you'll see, and then we'll kind of do that during this little class too. So for week 19, as you start building, these are the things that I want to talk about. All right. We need diapers. All right. We need so many diapers. And I could sit here and I could tell you 75 different diaper companies, and everybody will say that they have a favorite, right? You got your Pampers people, you got your Cordery people, you got your Huggies people, I got my Kirkland people. Everybody has an opinion. However, nobody's opinion matters, but whose? Yours. Yours is the only one that matters. So feel free to try out a few different diapers before you stock up on one diaper versus the next. Like a great gift that somebody could give you, honestly, would be a Costco membership. Like, holy smoke, that would be wonderful. Kirkland diapers really are great. They probably are the lowest. I think that they are, if not the lowest, one of the top 3 lowest per diaper. And you're looking at, do you see that number? You're looking at 150 diapers a week. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it out loud, guys. It's so expensive. It's crazy. But 150 diapers a week is what you're going to be looking for. If you have a laundry situation in your house, right? You have a washer dryer in your house. I literally have some right here. You may want to consider grabbing a few cloth diapers and kind of doing like a hybrid diaper situation, because if you do all diapers, it's going to be so expensive you can't even imagine. But if you do maybe, cloth diapers during the day and then conventional diapers at night, that's an option. These ones are the little Joeys that are from KangaCare. So KangaCare, I like these. I like their patterns. And if you notice why cloth diapers are kind of extraordinary is because as the babies get bigger, like right when they first come home from the hospital, you might be starting all the way here. and then you move with the snaps. So this isn't just a newborn diaper, it's a newborn and potentially a size 1, and then you get more diapers. So that's something to think about, okay? When it comes to baby wipes, that's the next thing. I'm a little crazy when it comes to baby wipes. If you have not been following Twiniversity and you do not know that I'm fairly off the wall, I welcome to the insanity that is living in my brain. But I have done a significant amount of research on baby wipes. Why? I don't know. I did it for you guys. And I weirdly find that truthfully, Kirkland's really, really fantastic. But the other one that's really good is honestly the Amazon Basics in the purple. Those are really, really good too. So when you're looking at how many of these things to have or register for them, you want to register for plenty of them, especially if people are going to buy them for you. So you might want to register for a few different species of diapers, a few different species. I'm not going to use the word brands just for fun, a few different species of wipes so that you get to try them all out without having to expend any expense on your own. Okay. A wipes warmer. That's such a singleton product. Such a singleton product. I can't even begin to tell you. So skip the wipes warmer. Literally just go with the baby wipes right out of the container. Make sure you close the top so they don't dry out. And if they dry out, you just add a little water to them. Everybody is going to be fine. The other things you need is you do need a ton of burp clots. Honestly, we say 12 plus, but there's no such thing as too many burp clots. And there's different types of them. There's thinner ones that are made of like muslin, and then there's thicker ones that are made of cotton. Once again, register for a few different species of them so that when you decide which one you love most, you could always use some gift cards and stuff to kind of fill in the blanks of ones that you didn't get. Okay. Pacifiers. Another thing you guys need, guys. You really, really, really do need to buy some pacifiers. Parents of twins, we use pacifiers more than the average bear. And look, I'm saying this sitting in the chair of an international board certified lactation consultant. I am technically in violation of my code of ethics by recommending that you guys use an artificial teat, which is what we would call a pacifier. I hate the word teat. It makes me insane. But yeah, so please do have them in the house. You may want to buy some multiple species of them as well. I really do like the Dr. Brown's ones or Ma'am. Those are good. And the other one is Bibs. Bibs is another good company. So get a few of them, register for a few of them, have some, swap them out, see what the baby's like. And yes, you could have one baby prefer one species and one baby prefer the other ones. Cassie just asked, what size diapers do you think we should ask for? I honestly, you should definitely ask for newborn. So you could ask for, like, if you're filling up your registry, I would say balance it between 50% newborn and 50% size 1. So our babies they tend to be a little bit smaller because we have 2 in a batch, right? So if you're going to think about that, we'll probably use newborn diapers for a little bit longer than a typical singleton might. But at the same time, I have plenty of clients who have 2 7-pounders. Yes, 2 7-pounders. That's what I just said. All right. Now, we need other things, but I do want to talk about cord blood banking. They are a partner of Twiniversity's. Yes, they're literally the reason why we get to do these classes for free. But the reason why we specifically work for them, and I will put a hand on a Bible, like literally, if I had a Bible, I would do it. We sought to work with them. And the reason why we did that is because I am a family that would have used my cord blood. So many people are like, oh, you're never going to use it. It's going to be a waste of money, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you right now, I had no idea that cord blood banking was a thing. Literally no clue. Nobody brought it up to me during my pregnancy. Yes, it existed 20 years ago, but it has come so far. So look, thank you, Em. That's great. Oh, my Em, it's my Em. So thank you so much for saying that, Em, because seriously, you need it. Okay, so what happens is when your babies are sitting in there and they're floating in space, right? And they're attached to the vending machine that is your placenta and your umbilical cord contain a crap ton of these like mystery cells. And these mystery cells, basically, when they get towards the baby's body, they decide what type of cells that they're going to be. So these cells are like magical cells that are morphing cells. They're like the superhero cells. But the only time we could get them easily is through your umbilical cord, right? It's like the cells that are left in that cord blood. So as they're transitioning into your baby, they're kind of sitting there in the space between your placenta and to where the babies are going to be. So they're able to retrieve those cells, cryopreserve them, and then, God forbid, you ever need to have a stem cell transplant, this is what you would need. But the benefit of this is that if you need a stem cell transplant, there is no medicines that are the ones that like they have to give you to make sure that your body doesn't reject stuff. I know that there's a word for that. I can't think of it right now, but this is an easier way. And they basically just put it into your body like a blood transfusion. And then your body's like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Now, it is expensive. I'm telling you this right now because I don't want you to think like, oh my God, it's going to be $6. What's the big deal? It's expensive, but we have been working with CBR for a long time. Let's see if I have my code here. We've been working with them for a long time. And what we've basically worked out is that instead of us getting like a commission per sale, right? So like I don't get a commission like you see people on like TikTok or whatever, that it's like, fill out my affiliate link. We basically were like, don't give us a commission on top of anything. Just extend that courtesy to our families and give them that discount. Because I know that having twinnies with all the crazy things that we need two of, you don't need to have any more expense. So basically, this makes it close for a 2-for-1. It's not exactly a 2-for-1, but our code is DUO2. I'll put it in the chat. DUO2. Em, since you're here, could you put it in the chat for me? DUO2. And then you could grab the link to CBR too. But I told Amanda she didn't need to come with me. I was okay. So know that really, this is something you should seriously consider. And not only that, they have this thing called the Newborn Possibilities Program. So that means that if you have a baby that is born and you have a history of certain genetic disorders, yes, it's in Canada too, I believe, Sydney. And if they don't have CBR, I'm sure they have somebody else, but I'm pretty sure CBR is in Canada. So it's this Newborn Possibilities Program. If you have a family history of certain genetic disorders, or any type of blood issues, there's a lot of stuff, they might bank for you for 100% free, because they want the clinical research. God forbid you need those cells. Okay. So there's a lot of reasons why I choose CBR hands down over any other company. I know that there's so much white noise out there. Everybody and their brother is doing cord blood banking these days, but seriously, CBR is the only people that I would send you to. It's the only people I would make my children use. It's the only people that I would use if I had more kids, but my shop is closed. All right. All right, so we got our CBR, but do put that on your list. Feel free to speak to your obstetrician about it. They could give you a little heads up, but look for that Newborn Possibilities Program, because if you could bank for free, there's literally no reason why you shouldn't. Okay. All right, now moving on. All right, we got our room for two. Could you see the top of my slide? I feel like I made it. Here, let me lower this a little bit. There you go. So room for two. This is like the big thing that I was working on today. And I was like, okay, how could they use a used crib mattress? Guys, I went crazy doing a whole presentation for us that I didn't have to use. And I've never been so happy to waste my time in my life that you guys don't have to stress about it. So the two things that I want to talk about today are, yes, you need everything on this list that says must have, but I want to specifically talk about cribs, and I want to talk about the glider rocker situation. Let's go into Crib Town first. There are actually 3 different types of cribs out there. Now I'm talking cribs. I'm not talking bassinets, because I could talk bassinets all day. Should you get a bassinet? Hell to the yeah. If you could afford to have a bassinet for the living room, that's a twin bassinet, get that. If you could get a hand-me-down from your sister or Pam from accounting, I'm in. Take it. But I'm talking about like the real crib that your kids are going to sleep in until they're 3. There's 3 different types. Okay. There's a standard crib, which means that, hi, I'm just a crib. I don't do anything special. Then we have a mini crib that's like, hey, I'm the cousin of the standard crib, but if you have a tiny apartment, this is the one that you're going to want to use. And then we have a convertible crib that says, hi, I'm going to be everything to everybody, and I'm going to be like the Optimus Prime of babies, because I'm going to be a crib, and then I'm going to transfer into a toddler bed and maybe even bookshelf down the line. That's not a joke. That actually exists. So what about the convertible mini cribs? I don't know what you mean, convertible mini cribs. Is that a mini crib that then converts into a full-size crib? Okay, so if we're looking at anything that converts, then I'm putting it in the convertible category. But right now we're like looking at these 3. So if we're looking at these three, the reason why I even bring this up to you guys is I want to just see the slide that's after this because I don't want to have like a spoiler alert situation. Okay, this is it. So when you're looking at cribs, I want you to make sure that whatever cribs you buy, that they do have adjustable levels, right? So if I'm looking at my crib, I'm going to draw a fake baby crib for you here. Baby crib. Okay, look, I'm not an artist. I never pretended to be, right? Most cribs, you'll see that the ones that are here right now, they all have the cribs on the lowest setting. I'm really bad at drawing, guys, huh? So they have the cribs at the lowest setting. However, there are different settings for cribs. So there's like one level here, right? And then there's another level here, and then there's another level here, so that you could keep moving the mattress up as you need to. Now, why is this important? Well, I am a giantess of a woman, close to 6 feet tall. I am massive. But if my mom or my daughter's only 5'1" and she's capped out. She's not, it's really kind of cute that she's my baby. She's my perpetual baby. But at that height, she may not be able to reach her kiddos at this lowest setting, especially if she had a C-section, because she's going to have to bend in and that's going to hurt her tummy. So we don't want you having any injuries whatsoever, of course, especially if you end up having a C-section. So buying a crib that has multiple levels so that we don't have to worry if we had a bassinet or not. Basically, we could take our cribs and we could put it at the upper setting so that we only have to bend it a little bit. Because remember, when your twinnies are born, they're virtually just two potatoes. They don't do anything. They're not rolling. They're not like moving. They're not like applying for jobs. They're not starting their LinkedIn profile. They're just potatoes. So putting your babies on a nice, hard, flat surface is going to be the way to go. I could sit here all day and I could have a whole conversation about one crib or two. Banny, you're reading my mind. I don't even know what to say anymore during these classes because I want to just say, I'm going to say this, okay? At no time would I ever tell anybody not to follow guidelines or laws, okay? No time. However, I will tell you that the American Academy of Pediatrics gives us guidelines. And their guideline for multiple birth delivery says that your twinnies should not sleep together in the same crib, okay? Your twinnies should be sleeping in separate beds out of the gate. That's what should happen, all right? But here's the thing. Many, many moons ago, I decided to go through that AAP paper and look at all of the research studies that they have provided. And I came up with, and you're never going to believe this, I realized that not one of those research studies was done with twins. None. Literally none. All the research studies that were done were based on siblings. And so I wrote to the American Academy of Pediatrics many moons ago, and it actually might be in the sleep book. And I said, hey guys, you know, I'm noticing this, that it seems like you guys are telling me what I should be telling twin families. However, your research doesn't have any proof about twin families, because I know that in the NICU, when my twinnies were in the NICU, and there's plenty of studies with neonates, right, with little teeny tiny babies that show the benefits of your twinnies co-cribbing. So they regulate their heartbeat, they regulate their body temperature. There's so many benefits to it. So for them to co-crib in the NICU, and then to come home and say that they needed 2 independent sleeping places was a little bit weird to me. However, the AAP did respond, and they did say that, yes, I was correct. None of their research studies were actually done with multiple births. So once again, this is why Twiniversity is so successful. It has nothing to do with that we're amazing. It has to do with that nobody pays attention to us, cares about us, or puts even $1 of research money behind us. Thanks, guys. And so now what I'm really even more pissed off about is that other countries are citing our AAP guidelines of how their twinnies in their country should sleep. So like the UK just republished their guidelines and they cited the AAP's recommendation. Meanwhile, I want to be like, kids, nobody wants to go do their own homework about twinnies. So namaste. The only one I can control is myself. What I will say to you is Do what feels comfortable. Speak to your pediatrician. Go with the guidelines based on your specific babies. And that's all that we could do, right? So yeah, it is kind of crazy. And do we recommend cribs from the beginning? Kristen, it's totally fine to start with bassinets. However, putting 2 kids in a bassinet is a little bit tight unless it's a twin specific bassinet, but do whatever your finances could afford, right? Because a lot of us can't get 2 cribs and 2 bassinets or 2 cribs and like whatever. So I'm just giving you your options and then you're going to have to decide what you're going to do with that. And no, that's not oh, I thought you were saying sorry, but yes, twin specific. If you can get a hand-me-down bassinet, I do like the twin bassinets, but they're pretty massive. So just know that the twin bassinets, whether you're getting the Delta, whether you're getting the little folks, whether you're getting the Halo, I think if you're in Italy, there's a few other countries that have them. So you got some options, but most of the families I work with don't even put their cribs together. They just use a twin bassinet until the kids are bigger, and then they figure out what they're going to do. But no matter what you do, if you use a bassinet, you're fine because it's already on the highest level. But if you're buying cribs, I need you to make sure that that crib has multiple levels. That's really the moral of that story. That was my weird TED talk on the AAP guidelines, but I don't know if anybody needs to see that email from them, I'll tell you, but yeah, join my world, guys. Is there a specific crib that I like? Honestly, I like anything by Delta. I like anything by Da Vinci. Those are going to be some really good choices. One of my favorite cribs is called the Jenny Lind, and it's only because it's like a little farmhousey vibe. I'm not a very farmhousey kind of girl, but it's my aspiration crib. But how about this? Instead of telling you cribs that I really like, go with cribs that are the least expensive, because you don't need the crib that converts into the bookshelf. So just go on Amazon, go to your local baby store and just be like, listen, my budget is all in. I need to spend $340 on just the cribs. Because don't forget, you guys still got to get the mattress. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys got to get. Is it safe to have cribs that have a solid back instead of the slits? Yes, Stephanie, it is. They only want you to have one side that's a solid back. Truthfully, I would never have a solid back because they like to see each other. So I guess it would depend on where you're putting those cribs in the room. But if you're buying the cribs because you think like, oh my God, and then it's going to be their headrest, tell me, any of you right now, because I would bet the majority of you had these type of cribs when you were little. Is anybody still using their crib headboard right now? Did anybody conceive their twins on a bed with their cribs headboard? Just throwing that out there. So most of the time, it's a waste of money. Nobody's really using that as a headboard. Nobody's using it. Like, people barely use it as a convertible crib, because when you're just taking one side off the crib and being like, all right, Jonathan, you're a big kid now. We're taking off the side of the crib. All right, Abigail, look at you. We took, like, the kids are not, they're like, that's BS. I'm not a big kid. You just took off a side of my crib. Do you think I'm a jerk? So spending the money on a convertible crib, genuinely thinking it's going to last you forever, is slightly delusional, but I love you because you're wonderful and you have high hopes of what your reality is going to be. But getting a standard crib and spending less money and then spending more money on a toddler bed is the way to go. Okay, I want to get the Delta one, but the customs cost. No, Banny, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So delivering in Canada was so high. So look, as of today, we should be okay with the customs costs. We should be fine. So Banny, if you have any issues and you need us to send, like I could send something to you from the US, you just let me know. Anytime I could help you, you always let us know. I could always connect you guys. Anybody in Canada, if you guys are having crazy tariff issues, let us know and I'll connect you to somebody in the city or somebody someplace in the country that could send stuff to you, maybe a little bit less expensive. All right, now we got cribs. We got to go. Boom, boom, boom. 2 recliners. Yes, I am the bearer of good news. I cannot tell you how excited I was about that. So when we're looking at gliders, if you buy a glider that's just like the regular ones that are on the showroom floor of your baby store, you won't fit with Twinnies. Okay. You need to get a double rocker or a double recliner or something fairly massive. So if you look at what I have, my little slides over there, they do make larger than typical rockers, gliders, recliners. That is what you are going to want if you are going to do that. Now, should you spend this money? Hell no. You should not be spending $600 on a freaking chair. No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like your mother right now, but that is not a good use of your money. But I do want to let you know, Betty, Bex. So, oh, I can't stand my dog. That's her. I'm going to mute her in 2 seconds. Please hold. Thank you. I just like to yell at my dog off the microphone for a second. So I don't have specific dimensions, but I will say it's called a chair and a half. There's one company called Little Castle. I think Pottery Barn Kids makes one. But Rebecca, here's the issue about a rocker. Not only are they obscenely expensive. Okay. So even if like you were a literal billionaire, I would be like, yeah, I'd still skip it. If you have that chair in the kids' room, that means you're going to be in the kids' room and you're going to basically be locked in that room. I will make you a bet. Odds are you're going to be feeding the babies on the couch, on your bed. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yelling. You're not boring me. On the bed, you're going to be feeding them on the love seat. You might be feeding them on the living room floor. So you're going to be feeding them a lot of different places than just one chair. So to spend all that money to get that, I would kind of skip it. So just giving you a heads up. But if you're like, aesthetically, I have to have that perfect nursery that's got to be like Instagram ready, get it, but don't get the regular chair, get the chair and a half. Okay. All right, kiddos. All right, moving along. Guys, it's a game time. Game time. All right, hold on. I got Carrie as my first winner. You got a Twiniversity class. You get to choose which one you like. Now, here's our next game. Okay. Are you ready, guys? The question is, how much will you spend? How much will you spend to diaper your twinnies until they are fully potty trained? How much will you spend to diaper your twinnies until they are fully potty trained? I'm going to give us one more round of our music. They're coming in. They're coming in hot now. Okay. And I'm going to say how we measured this and how we came up with this figure was regular old school Pampers, regular old school wipes, but I may have had some swim wipes in there. I may have some overnight diapers in there. So not tricking you, but I'm getting close. Okay. I'm going to look. The answer is $8,000. All right. Let's see. Who was my first person? Corinne Bianco. Yes, my girl. Congratulations. You got our magic number, $8,000. So this is what I mean. Think about doing that whole cloth diaper situation. You'll thank me later. But it's expensive. And if you use like diapers like Cordery or even Hello Bello, you're looking at a much higher price point. Up to you of whether you want to get like an organic diaper or not. But just know you're looking at about $8,000 for the whole kit and caboodle. And that is a lot. Yeah. Corinne, you're the only one that said that. Yeah. I love that you were wrong about that too, Cassie. That's very, very funny. It's the one thing that we definitely want to be wrong about, right? Okay. Now, when we're looking at feeding items, we need everything on this list that says must have. And of course, we have in our Ready Registry guide, we have more stuff in there. But I want to talk about the bottle washer dryer sterilizer, baby bottles, and then a feeding chair. Those are the three items that we're going to talk about next, right? If you want to screenshot that, feel free, or that way, wherever the heck I point. But here's the first thing that I want to talk about. Okay. Hopefully this is it. So I am a big fan of the Dr. Brown's options bottles, have been since I use the regular Dr. Brown's and now they're like fancy options bottles. And why they're called options is because you have the option to use this insert or not. So basically, as I throw things on the floor, people typically use the green piece, which is a venting system to really give your babies less gas and colic. They use this for the first 6 months. And then after 6 months, they basically just take that, throw that in the garbage, and then it becomes a typical baby bottle. Dum, dum, dum. So why do I like Dr. Brown's? Well, I would say probably over 50 reasons of why I prefer Dr. Brown's bottle. And once again, in total code of ethics violation, talking about, once again, what do we call these things, guys? Yep, artificial teats. Gotta love that. So talking about this, going from breast to bottle and bottle to breast and breast to bottle. And if you ever hear of people be like, oh my God, your baby's going to have so much nipple confusion. Guys, that's not a freaking thing. Okay. They might have a nipple preference, but they are not confused. Please, my babies that you're carrying right now are mega geniuses, early in mid Harvard, already in Mensa. My babies are mega epically genius. They are not confused. They just should, they have a choice and they know which one they want to choose. So, how do we get them to not have a preference over which bottle versus the other? Well, you need to do this thing called fill the triangle. When you're looking at bottles, I really wish that I had other bottles here. I have so many bottles in my car right now. I should have brought some up. But when you're looking at bottles, whenever you're looking at the nipple, you want to fill a triangle as much as possible. So we don't want a bottle, like let's say, honestly, like Como Tomo, I'll tell you Advent. I know the bottles that have that. Your babies have to open up their mouths so minimally where if we're looking at the options bottle, be it the tall or the wide neck, they have the opportunity to open up their mouths to the ends of here instead of just sitting here and be like, wah, 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 wah. And the reason why that's important is because if we're going from breast to bottle, they have to get used to having their mouth open wide. If their mouth is only open like, oh, like this, I'm just going to drink from a bottle like this, that's not doing anything for anybody. We need to make it an easy transition from breast to bottle. And the way that we do that is buying bottles that fill that triangle. But this venting system is like the bomb, I got to say. And also know that this is an important factor. When you're buying Dr. Brown's bottles, okay, you will see, let me see. Could you see the level 1 there? It's like a little bit hard to see. You could kind of see it. Come on, focus on that. So when you buy your Dr. Brown's bottles, they usually come with a level 1 nipple. There's actually 2 underneath this that's slower. So there's preemie for P, so P for preemie, and then there's T for transition. So if your babies are early or they're having a really, really hard time feeding from a bottle, just know that you might want to get that preemie nipple. Now, this is something that's really covered in our Twiniversity classes. So if you guys haven't taken our Expecting Twins class, you really should consider taking our Expecting Twins class. I apologize about my dog. I definitely have to do something. I just moved my office for the record, so I haven't been dealing with this for a while. So yeah, I apologize. We're going to move on. Bex. I'll just pet her the whole time because basically she's holding me hostage. So when you're looking at this, if you have a hard time, just know that you have 2 levels underneath that. But we do cover bottle feeding at length in our Twiniversity classes. We even show you guys how to pace feed, which you really should be doing once your babies come home from the hospital. So yeah, that's all in our Twiniversity classes, which I think I'm going to show you a code in a minute. My thoughts on glass versus plastic. I'm 100% plastic, 100% BPA-free plastic. The reason why it is important, it's not, I don't want to say important. Okay, now remember, my word is not law. I want to preface this whole thing that I'm about to tell you on that. But the heft of a glass bottle is pretty remarkable versus this, right? So look, like literally I could be like, hey, look at this. It's a plastic bottle. It's really, really light. It washes well. It's easy to use. It's great. When we use our glass bottles, right? So I have a glass bottle back here. I got to tell you, like, and this is a thinner glass bottle. So this is an Italian brand's bottle. This is a thinner brand. But if I have to say, like, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. But if you're somebody that carries a lot of excessive stuff in their purse for no reason, then glass bottles, you'll be used to it. But I'm somebody who's a bit like a minimalist. And so I like the lighter bottles. But the other reason why I like the lighter bottles is because your babies are going to have an easier time holding them themselves when it's time. This is heavy. They're not going to have an easy time. Plus, of course, when they drop it on the floor and they break it, like, I don't want you to deal with that. If you get these, especially the Dr. Browns, you could buy different tops. They have like sippy cup tops that go with these and stuff like that. So you basically use the same bottle, but you just change the top that's on top of it, which I don't even know if you guys know that, but yeah, I really love all the stuff that Dr. Brown's makes, but this is heavy. So a lot of families that I work with, truthfully, they make the huge investment in glass and they're like, we're going all in. We want to be 100%, no microplastics. Good for you. I'm glad with that. But I'm going to tell you, you have a significant amount of microplastics in your breast milk this very second. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. Unless you're going to shelter the kids from plastics everywhere they go, that sounds crappy because I'm saying like, oh, it doesn't matter. Just do what you're going to do. But I am going to say that most of my families, they give up on that. And they go to plastic bottles because they don't want to keep holding their baby's bottles forever. And when it's when it's glass, you end up spending at least a month or two, which you're like, what does it matter? It's a month or two. I'm saying it does matter because you're going to want some independence. You're going to want them to have some independence. And the sooner that they could do things, the better that they're going to be able to do it. So they could practice quicker of holding their own bottles if it is plastic. Did that answer your question, guys? Did I do good, Banny and Cassie? Thumbs up me so that I feel good about it. All right. Now we're going to go into our next topic. And our next topic is that we are going to, wait a second, I'm missing something here. Hang on. Oh, the carrier. But wait, there was something else that I wanted to tell you about. I said that we were going to talk about the bottles. The bottle washer sterilizer. So yes, you do need a sterilizer. You do need a sterilizer. You do need a sterilizer. Now, depending, there's many that you could buy. The Brezza washer dryer sterilizer is a solid choice, but it is an 88-minute wash. Dr. Brown's also makes a sterilizer. You could also, depending on the dishwasher that you have, you could do top rack dishwasher safe. I had a dishwasher basket. I have it off camera. I'm not going to grab it now, but you do need something to sanitize these. You could also get some micro steam bags, but that's a lot of bottles for micro steam, so we don't want to do that. But just know that you do need a sterilizer, unfortunately. I wish that you didn't, but you do because germies kind of suck. Katie Green says, how many bottles should we get at first? And then should we go all in one brand? Definitely go all in one brand. I'm telling you, everybody who has like multiple bottles thinks that the reason why their baby's drinking is because of the bottle change. I will tell you, there's only one bottle on the market that I would be like, yeah, this is like the bottle that when all other bottles fail, but they're $35 bottles. Like, I don't recommend anybody buys those until we have, like, God forbid, like an oral motor need and the babies like literally are spilling milk all over the place. But I would go all in on one bottle because that's how they're going to learn. If we keep switching bottle to bottle to bottle, which I think like Babylist and Amazon do like a bottle gifting box where they send you like 97 different bottles. I hate that. I hate that for you because when your babies are drinking from a bottle, it could just be the time of day. It could just be their mood. And then you're like, oh my God, they love this bottle. We're going to buy 8,000 of these. They're going to drink the bottle that you give them. It's going to be the way that you use it, how slow you use it, how easily paced it's going to be, and how wide their mouth opens. Okay. So I would totally buy one brand. And when we're looking, I would say if you plan on never washing your dishes during the day, then you're going to need 16 bottles because they're going to have 8 feeds a day. So that's kind of where that comes from. But if you're I'm going to buy a sterilizer and I'm going to wash midway through, then clearly get half as much. But also if you're planning on breastfeeding, right, and you're breastfeeding for the majority of the time, then don't get more than 8. It's okay. You could always get more. It's not like we literally you may live on an island. Like if you're in Alaska, then you really got to stock up when the getting's good, or Hawaii. But if you're like, I don't know, mainland US or any other mainland country, you could get stuff in 10 seconds. So don't get too stressed. So Stephanie said, is there a setting on the dishwasher? Yes. So there is a setting. It's like high temp. So you got to go to your dishwasher, find the book for it. If you can't find the book, usually in most dishwashers, there's even a little QR code nowadays, like KitchenAid has one and Kenmore has one, LG has one, Samsung has one. And so you could go find the book online to tell you how to sanitize. And it's usually the top rack sanitizer. So Rebecca said, I'm so happy I joined, getting so much clarity. Rebecca, I have a really dumb skill set. Nobody in the world, like I can't have a conversation with my friends at dinner. Nobody cares about any of this information. My skill set is very specific to you guys. It's weird. I built this little brain of a city over 16 years of getting information. Oh, also, this week, I'm away with my 20s. I can't wait. You have no idea. I'm so excited. I actually leave as soon as I get off this. I'm getting in a taxi in 45 minutes after we hang up, and I'm going right to the airport. But next week we'll be in Las Vegas. And so it is the United States' largest baby expo. So we'll be seeing all the new products that are coming out. But I don't know, because a lot of people backed out because of these freaking tariffs. So I have no idea what's going to happen. But make sure that you're following us on Instagram. We're just at Twiniversity, and following us on Facebook. And I'll probably do some live videos while we're there. I'm definitely going to murder my animal. I'm not. I love that dog so much. I don't even know why I'm saying that. Okay, so next thing that I want to talk about is I do recommend that everybody has a baby carrier. All right, when the babies are little, they are just a hot mess. Hold on. She's old and senile, for the record. So I do want to say she's not a bad dog. She's just 700 years old and blind. And if the pigeon goes by the window, she thinks that it's bombs striking us. So I apologize on behalf of her. So when it comes to the carrier, when you first come home from the hospital, right, you're going to want something to put your babies in. And so you can use a wrap, but you really can't wear a wrap safely for two. So this is why we've been working with WeGo for a very long time, because it starts at 4 pounds. It's the only carrier. So it's not like you have a ton of choices. It's the only multiple birth carrier that starts for neonates, which means that you could actually use this when you get home from the hospital. And I will tell you, your partners are going to want this significantly more than you. So if I have any Papa Bears here or any partners here, know that you are going to be the ones that benefit from this, because my birth giver is going to need to relax a little bit, because let's not forget, these twins are literally moving your organs. Your organs are moved in your abdomen. They've moved everything north. So as your body is adjusting, they're going to want to be on you. And yes, I know I want them on you too, but you could just be like, I'm healing. I need a minute. I have to sleep for 20 minutes. What am I going to do? You go and you grab that carrier. Okay, for real. The WeGo Twin, it is worth the money. I will tell you right now, you could get it, whether you get it new or used, even brand new. It is not cheapo, but it is going to save you so much frustration, so much aggravation, and bring you so much peace. It's ridiculous. We have a few videos on YouTube that have been Twiniversity users that have been using it, but the fact that you get to be hands-free in your house is a godsend. Godsend. So if you are thinking about a carrier, yes, you could have 2 separate carriers. Most carriers don't start until 8 pounds. So I will warn you of that as well. If you were going to get a neonate carrier, you're going to need to get 2 of them. So look into the WeGo. You could thank me later, but for real, it really is one of the best pieces of baby gear that's out there for 20s. All right. Now, speaking of things that are good for 2, you also want to make sure that when you're looking at things like play mats or any types of toys or whatever, make sure that it could fit 2 underneath. This is a big aggravating point. So people will be like, oh my God, I got this Love Every whatever, but it only fits 1 baby. That's fine. I'm not saying that it's bad not to not get that. But when you're looking, especially when you're registering play mats, you're going to want your babies to have tummy time. How about this? I don't want you to want to have a tummy time. Your babies need to have tummy time. That should be a whole other class of why it's important that our babies have tummy time. We think that it's just trunk muscles. It's actually back muscles, it's everything. Your babies need tummy time. So yes. So please make sure that if you get a play mat or whatever, that it can accommodate a duo set. All right. Out and about. Now, things that you need. Oh, forget it. I could talk all day. So confetti. About double strollers. As far as the play mats go, honestly, Sydney, there's a lot that are out there. The Fisher-Price piano is a good one. So Fisher-Price does a good job. Even Flow does a pretty good job. There's many companies that actually do this pretty well. So I don't have any specific, but Sydney, honestly, what I would tell you is I'm going to just come right into this microphone. I will tell you, this is one of those items you should be getting secondhand. And then you didn't have to buy anything. Okay. That was just for Sydney. Nobody else should have heard that. So yeah, the twin, like honestly, when it comes to play mats, definitely consider getting that, because throw it in the wash. So washable, so great. You'll be set. So I could literally talk about strollers all day. It is one of my favorite topics to talk about, and it is in length. Dum, dum, dum. I know we have pages and pages of this in the Twin Ready registry. So know that literally we have like my big TED talk on what the difference is between double strollers. But when I tell you that it's overwhelming, it's overwhelming. Okay, hold on. I will get back to car seats in a second, but let me go to this slide. Those are all the double strollers that are out there. So going from top to bottom, as if we're reading a book, that's a double umbrella. Then that's a double side by side. Then that's a tandem. Then that's a wagon. Then that's a jogger. And then that's a single. And I'm still missing strollers. I don't have an inline in this picture, which means that one is kind of like a double decker situation. So know that there are a lot of strollers on the market. So you have to find which one is going to be best for you. We'll come back to that in a second, but I do want to talk about car seats now that they're not $875 million. There are three different types of car seats that you could buy right now. You could buy an infant car seat, which usually goes from like birth 4 pounds up to 35 pounds ish. There's a convertible car seat that can start at birth, go all the way up to, I don't know, 80 pounds ish. And then there's an all in one that starts basically at 4 pounds and then converts into a high back booster, potentially a booster seat that could easily go well over 100 pounds. And it becomes really a belt positioner. So, depending on your lifestyle and depending on how much money we are going to get, just know like how much money we want to spend or how much people are going to buy us. You may want to get two all-in-ones for one car and then the two infants for the other. The reason why I say the two infant car seats is because they just are, not only is it a car seat and your babies are safe in there, but also it becomes like a travel container for them. So if you go to a restaurant, you go to your mother-in-law's house, you go to a picnic, you're in a backyard, the babies have a safe place to be, and the convertible and the all-in-one cannot be removed from your car. Lindsay, have the best day ever. I'll talk to you later. All right, so Lindsay's out, but yes, we're getting close to our time here. We already talked about our strollers. And then this is what I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so just for our class, and literally it's just for the people that registered for the class, we don't put this out there in the public. But right now, if you have not taken your Twiniversity class yet, you guys, you really should. I don't want to say you need to, but you kind of need to. If you got anything out of this class so far, you could thank me later, because seriously, this is $100 off. Not only that, but if you have United Healthcare or if you have Aetna, literally just text us. I will give you a code. We could bill your insurance for it because this is covered by insurance. Childbirth education and lactation education and parenting education is all covered by your insurance. And I am in network. So if you are with Aetna or United Healthcare, or if you have out of network benefits with any other company, just email us at community@twiniversity.com and we will tell you how we could just give you access to the class and we'll take care of the insurance on that end. But there's no reason that you shouldn't take this. If for some reason, if you're like, Nat, we're super broke, I can't do it, my partner just lost their job, I'm on bed rest, fine. Email us at community@twiniversity.com. We have grants. We have scholarships. We're ready for you. Do not let anything hold you back from getting an appropriate education that's going to make you have a better tomorrow. For real. Like I don't even know. It's not even a sales pitch. It's like, I know what I built. I know what I do. I know my certifications. You're going to miss out if you don't take this video. It's 103 videos. Look, I had dark hair then when I filmed that. I have to redo it again. I'm going full old dog. I'm not dyeing my hair anymore. Just letting you all know. I like to literally tell you guys that. Okay, so you got that. You could scan there. Now, this is also part of it. So it's the 103 videos. It's the 17 pages of worksheets. It is 16 different mom stories. It's a digital pregnancy journal. You have access to this on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer. You could airdrop it to your screen. Definitely watch this. Watch it with other people. This is not like a gatekeepy situation. Like you want to have like your mom watch it with you or your partner watch it with you or your sister, who's ever going to help you take care of the babies. That should be the ones that are joining you. Okay. All right. Now you could also add any Twiniversity classes to your My Registry list. I am genuinely obsessed with that. So know that there are certain particular companies that you could add any products. My Registry is one of them. And that's how I did that. I love that. That makes me so happy. Okay, kids, we got another game for you. All right, here's our game. Let me start our game show music. It's our last game. Guys, out of these people who are not the twin parents, not the twin parents. And you have to put all of your answers in alphabetical order. And if it's more than one, that's fine. If it's multiple people, then that's fine. But all of your answers. So if you're like, C is not a twin dad, C, D is not a twin mom, D. So your answers would be C and D. Okay. So this is what I'm saying right now. All right. I know what the answer is. Okay. All right. Final go round. Don't you love this? For my last free Twiniversity class that I'm giving out of the day. Dum, 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 dum. All right. The answers are B, that's Kourtney Kardashian. E, that's Emma Stone. And G, that is Ashton Kutcher. The funny part is all those other people are twin parents. Nick Cannon, Al Pacino, Julia Roberts. And then, of course, who just said F? Denise, what are you talking about? George Clooney is one of the cutest little twin dads outside of my own husband. All right, so the answers are B, E, and G. And so B, E, and G, Banny, we're picking you, girl. Congratulations. You just won a Twiniversity class. So Carrie, Corinne, and Banny, congratulations, guys. You just won a Twiniversity class. It's really, really exciting. I just really love playing the music. It's my favorite thing to do. All right, kiddos. I think we are getting ready, but I do want to tell you that there was one other product that I didn't get to talk about because I didn't know where it was going to fit in, but I want to make sure that you guys know that it exists. It is a company called Oogie Bear. Have you heard about this? So I went to somebody's house last week and I was doing a home consult with a family that's making some noise, and they bought one of these, but they bought the knockoff of it. And you can't do that. You have to buy the real one. So these are little booger pickers, and the company is Oogie, Oogie. You can't get the QR code to work, Julianne. I'm going to try to get that for you. So it's in your email too. But see this little guy, they're two bear heads with two little ends. Okay. And this is to take either little boogers out, little ear crappies out is what this is for. And it's specifically made so that literally your baby, like we don't hurt your baby at all, but their snot is so hard and so gross. You're going to want something to get it out. And then also they have these bulb syringes. Any of you see them on Shark Tank? It was pretty cool. I have to be honest with you. I was really, really excited when I saw them because I've loved this company for a very, very long time. You'll find me and the CEO doing many videos on YouTube. I love me some Nina so much, but why I'm specifically bringing it up is because I'm noticing more and more that there are Amazon knockoffs. You guys can't buy the knockoffs. They're too flimsy. They actually will not get the stuff out of your baby's face. So if and when you're going to buy these, because I do recommend that you buy them, you want to have at least two. You want to have one in your diaper bag and then one that's by your changing table so you could scoop at their little nose boogers. But you have to make sure that you're buying the Oogie brand. Okay. So Oogie Bear is the company. And so Oogie will send you some links on this too. But I just want you to be kind of like on hyper alert of all the knockoffs that are out there because they're really flimsy. And I can't believe that she thought she was buying this and it was from another company. So guys, I cannot say thank you enough for joining me today. I know that we covered a lot of stuff. I know it was a lot, but you held on, you did it. You're ready. Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready. You're almost ready. So go take your Twiniversity class and then you'll really, really be ready. But don't forget, if you want to take these classes through your insurance, you just email us at community@twiniversity.com. I'm going to put that here too. So email community@twiniversity.com. You email us there, or you could actually even text me. The Zoom ID, weirdly, is my cell phone number. So you all have my cell phone number right now, which is kind of awesome. But I mean it. Like if you need anything from me, know that we're here. Anytime you have any questions, any problems, anything that's making you uncomfortable, any stressful situations, please, please, please make sure that you send us an email because we can only help you if we know how to help you. And don't forget, guys, for all of you that have your Twiniversity membership, thank you very much for being a member. But our monthly meeting is tomorrow at 1:30. So make sure you check your email for that link. And until then, guys, see you later, alligators. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.